Okay, day 9. I'm getting even more excited, mainly because I'm starting to come closer to doing things. Yesterday, I learned about APIs. With Python, I installed a request program with an API call, which was getting a random joke from the internet on the terminal. It was fun. I even showed it to my fiance, who thinks I'm crazy, but he still loves me. Um, I learned a little bit about JSON. So today I am calling the Claude API, which is something I actually wanted to do yesterday, but oh, I did something wrong here. Yeah, my situation was not as practical as I wanted it to be. So I need to move things around here just a second. I am happy because I'm seeing things moving. So this is a big one. You're going to make Python talk to Claude, the same AI that I've been chatting with. This is how every AI application in the world works. Get your API key. So I already got my API key because API keys need to be secret. I still don't understand it quite a lot because, I'm a tech dummy. But the API keys are like the keys to everything, so people can access stuff they shouldn't access if they get your API key. And from what I have been seeing on Twitter, X, apparently a lot of people who I already talked about this in a video, but who just started doing things, vibe coding apps and stuff, and did not know about this, because why would they? The API key was in the open, and then they lost a lot of money. That's basically the summary of it. So because I'm streaming, I already got the API key from Claude. I paid $5. We'll see how much that helps me out. So step 2, storing the key safely. I already did that as well. So whoever wants to try this out, use Claude and let him help you with that. Step 3, install the libraries we need. So I install this PIP3 thingy. I also did that already. Which sounds pretty bad, by the way, because you have to type this PIP3 install anthropic python.nv break system packages. I think break system packages sounds really bad, but this is bothering me. Okay. Write your AI program. So we are going to create a new, close this, a new file, which we are calling ask Claude.py. And the week 10 APIs, and completely lost the overview of the folders I have, but okay. Okay. So, first line. I don't know what this is gonna make, to be honest. So let me take a look. Do you have any questions on Claude answers? Oh. So it's an AI chat app. We're gonna build an AI chat app using my API key, which is gonna cost money, but who cares? I'm learning. Import Anthropic import OS, exactly, from, that is right, a comment from me. Load the API key from the .m file. So what we do now is loading the API key. Load. Yes, exactly that. Then hashtag. I'm still kind of scared it's going to be out in the open one. Create a connection to Claude. So now it's client. I'm just gonna type it. I learned better by typing. Anthropic dot Anthropic print ask Claude anything. Yes. No! I did not mean to press that. Print, that one is right though. Type quit in the program. That would be right. I do not, Jesus. Oh yeah, I still need to learn the hang of this. Print a new line and then while true, which means while the program is running, it's gonna run all the time until I close it. I already learned that one. Question equals input you. If question lower quit, then you quit. Print, no, next line, no dots. Print goodbye, that would be true. Break, also true. Message equals client dot messages dot create. Model equal Claude. Now it's another model. Sonnet minus 4 minus 2025 0514. What are you doing? Comma. Max tokens equals 1024. Is that the amount of tokens I can use? Because so import Anthropic means import Anthropic's official library for talking to Claude. That we get from .env, import the tool that reads your env file, read the env file, client Anthropic, blah blah. We can only imagine what that is. Model Claude Center, which Claude model to use. Max tokens, which is what I just wrote. That's the maximum length of Claude's response. 1024 tokens is roughly 750 words. And that's what usually costs you money, if I understand that correctly. Okay. So max tokens, this, messages, fuck you. Yes, role user content. I know it's standing there, but I learned by typing. Question. Finish this. These are in different lines. I don't know why, but I will just write it just as it is, just in case. Okay. And now print align, print Claude plus message dot content 0 dot text. That is correct. And print that. We save this. Messages, role, user, content, question. The conversation, list of messages. If message has a role, user, or assistant, and content. This is it. This is apparently, this is what he's telling me. This little piece of nothing, to be honest. This is the pattern behind ChatGPT, Claude AI, and every AI product. You just build the same thing from scratch. Ain't that easy? Okay, so let's take a look. Let's open terminal. And let's open, what was the name of the file? Ask Claude Pi. Huh. Okay, Claude, what is the number one longevity secret to stay young as long as possible? Fuck. Okay. Could not resolve authentication method. Expect either API key or auth token to be set, or for one of the X API key rather than this. Something went wrong. Trying to ask to call the Claude API and terminal says could not resolve authentication method. Expected either API key or auth token to be set. Easy. It was so obvious that it would be a problem. Why should it work when it can just be a problem? Right? I mean, don't make it too easy. Claude is thinking. He's still thinking. Your API key isn't being found. Let's check a few things. Make sure okay. So let's see. Ask Claude, explore API, joke PI. It is not. Nano env. Now I have to type my API key, and I cannot do that when I'm streaming. Great. So, what am I going to do here? I'm going to take off the screen for a second. And I'm going to paste the key here. Okay, typing the key. Press Ctrl O, then enter to save, then Ctrl exit. And this should let's ask again, ls-a. Yes, now it's there. If you do see, let's check what's inside. Type cat.env. That would be the API key. It is not starting. Oh, fuck. I need to do this again. Sorry. I did something wrong. Apparently, it needs to key equals now. Way to go, Nelly. Control again, Control O, enter. What is wrong? Okay. Let's try again. Cat env. Okay, I have it. No spaces around the equal sign. Okay, so now I should be able now, of course, Python 3, ask Claude. Okay. What is the number one longevity tool one can use to stay young forever? And it's still giving me an error. It is still telling me I can put on the things now though. Me that could not resolve authentication method. Here I was thinking, oh, it's gonna go fast. Now I have to type the key in terminal. So there we go. Let's turn the screen off again. Anthropic API key. Silence means it works. Python 3 ask Claude.py. So it's working again. Ask Claude, what is the #1 longevity secret? Ah, fuck off! Still telling me could not resolve authentication method. Okay, we can turn that on again. Okay, now he's asking me to put the key inside the Python. So now he's telling me that client Anthropic and then putting the key basically in here. Let's try that one out, but then I have to pause the screen again. I am, however, yes, API key. That's the API key. Okay. What are you doing? No! Jesus Christ. Why are you telling me that this is in red? It should be... Yes, now. Safe. Okay, let's see if it works now on terminal. What is the #1 longevity secret? If it gives me an error again, I'm going to... It didn't. It didn't. It did not. Awesome. So, it worked. It worked by putting the API key inside of the code, which I don't feel quite comfortable with. But I asked Claude via terminal, what is the #1 longevity secret? While there's no magic bullet for longevity, maintaining strong social connections. Oh. That would be a problem for me. Social connections, regular physical activity, healthy diet, quality sleep, stress management. Awesome. Okay. And then if I write quit, then it quits. Goodbye. Okay. I never uploaded to GitHub. I won't. Okay. Great. What time is it? I would still have 10 minutes. What is this saying? Because now the next chapter is prompts. Prompting mastery in Cursor. Why prompting is the most important skill. Here's the secret. The difference between a vibe coder who builds amazing things and one who gets frustrated is not coding knowledge. I'm sure if I agree with that. It is the ability to describe what they want clearly and precisely. A bad prompt is make me a website. A great prompt is make me a single page website for a dog grooming business called Paw Fresh. It should have a navigation bar, a hero section with a big killer, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. Same person, same AI, completely different results. Prompting is your superpower now. Okay. I wouldn't think I'm good at that. I mean, I already was. God, I'm gonna sound so old now, but back when Google started, I learned to Google correctly very fast. And it sounds stupid to somebody who was maybe born in 2010 or just 2000. But even up to this day, people my age or older, sometimes I see them Google stuff and it's like, really? Anyway, sometimes, this is the learning here. I'm gonna give you really wise learning. Sometimes what is obvious to you is not obvious to most people. So, food for thought for whoever wants to build a business and stuff. The 5 rules of great prompts. Open cursor. So I'm gonna open cursor. I'm going to close this one and this one. Gonna leave the joke. Create a new folder. I'm gonna feel stupid now, but I still don't know how to create a new folder with cursor. Okay, let's just, I know I opened this one. I'm gonna put this on. A new folder, which is going to be called, I mean, this is just not the right, but just leave it. The name's, open it. Now, for each rule below, you're going to practice by giving Cursor a prompt and seeing what happens. Open folder. This one. Oh, and it just starts from the very beginning. Awesome. Oh, I do want the chat. Press Command L to open the AI chat and type this exact prompt. Oh, now I wish I could do copy paste. Okay, let's do this. Create an index HTML file with a complete landing page for a fictional. I'm gonna type fast, and this is a German keyboard, so I might do mistakes. Coffee shop called The Daily Grind. Include. No! Fuckers. Include. Don't press enter. A navigation bar with home menu, about, contact links. A hero section with a large heading, subtitle, and a view menu button. A section showing 4 coffee drinks with name, description, and price. I don't think you put a comma before the end, but okay. A footer with the address and opening hours. Flick, flick. Use a warm color scheme. Browns, creams, and dark accents. Make it beautiful with modern CSS. That's interesting. I'm excited. CSS should be in the same file inside a style tag. Press enter. Watch course will generate a complete, beautiful website from your description. Save it and open in Safari. No, the more detail, the better. Notice how each line of the prompt told AI exactly what to include. If you had just said make a coffee shop website, you would get something generic. The detail in the prompt is what makes the result specific to your vision. So to me, and this is when we come to obvious things, but to me, this is obvious. And I believe it's probably obvious to anyone who has been working with any AI. I don't care if it's ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or Grok or whatever. It is true that the better and more specific your instructions, the better the results are going to be. But again, just because it's obvious to you, it doesn't mean it's obvious to most people. I do understand a lot of people might not be prompting correctly, because I see a lot of people, especially on Twitter, giving prompt courses and stuff like that, which, I don't know, to me it feels weird, but you never know. Okay. Wow. But look how beautiful. Look at this. Look how he's creating everything. The padding, the radius. And I have to say, how cool is it that I could never write this myself, obviously, but how cool is it that I kind of understand what I'm seeing? Like, it was a great idea to learn a little bit of HTML. Like, I get what he's doing, and I think that's really cool. Well, HTML and CSS, obviously. This is really cool. And I'm almost out of time today, but this is, I would like to, he's giving me another prompt for next. Okay, for the next one, while he's doing that, I'm gonna say, he's giving me more things to do. I don't want to use a lot of that now, but so the first rule is to be specific. The second rule is to give context about yourself. And say, like, I'm a beginner learning web development. I know basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Please create a simple to-do list app, blah, 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 blah. And then he says, notice how AI adds comments and keeps things simpler because you tailor your level. So be specific, give context about yourself. Rule 3 would be iterate, don't start over. After Cursus generates the to-do list, stay in the same chat and type, this is great, now please make these changes, blah, 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 blah. And now you see I modify the existing code. This is how real vibe coding works. You build, review, refine, repeat. Again, this to me seems so obvious, but okay. Use examples and references. This will be rule 4. Try this prompt. Create a pricing page similar to how Notion or Spotify shows their pricing plans. 3 columns, free, pro, and business. Each column should list features with check marks. The pro plan should be highlighted as most popular. Use clean, modern design. Mentioning real websites helps AI understand the style you want, not just the content. This would be rule 4. Oh, he's done. Okay, I'm gonna finish this for whoever might be interested. Again, to me, obvious, but you never know. And rule 5, ask AI to explain. After any generated code, type in the chat, explain the CSS in this file to me like I'm 10 years old, focus on the layout techniques you used and why. This turns every coding session into a learning session. Vibe coding is not just building, it is understanding what was built. You know what? This last rule was the not obvious one for me. Everything he just told me about creating prompts when you are vibe coding and everything, to me, this rule is actually a really good idea that I would have never thought of. And I think it's great for learning, but also to get better results, because when you understand what the AI is billing you, then you can also see what could be made better, what is not. So I'm going to keep that one. Actually, I'm going to use it for this example I just did. So he's done. He said index.html has been created with navigation bar containing blah, 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 hero section, menu section, footer. So everything I asked him to, apparently he built it. Do I... And it's here. And wow. I have to say, I am so impressed. I just did that. I mean, not me, AI, but I need to wrap my head around this. This is my time in history. I love this so much. You know how many ideas for stuff I've had all my life? And I've never really, I mean, I have tried a few, but where I have had the biggest barriers basically was how to do this without paying a lot of money that I don't have to somebody to build it. Um, Even when I had my Jesus, I think this is not obvious. This should blow everybody's mind, even people working with AI. The fact that you give them these instructions, not even 5 minutes were over. And he did this, which really, I think it's super beautiful. I think it's really, really beautiful. Of course, then you change. Look at that. You change where you have to change. But go back 2 years, maybe even less. If you wanted this, you could, for example, go on Upwork and pay 3 figures or 4 figures, depending on who you were getting, to do something like that. I'm mind blown. I'm literally mind blown. Okay, so I'm not gonna ask him to make changes, because I understand that he would just do it, okay? And I would ask for the changes, being super specific, adding information about me, etc., etc. Get it. But I'm going to ask him to explain, because I think this is super cool. So I'm gonna say explain, and then I'm gonna be finished. The CSS in this file to me like I am 10 years old. Focus on the layout, techniques you used, and why. And this is great. I think this is something most people don't do. I think asking AI why he did what he did, it's A, a great way to learn, and B, a great way to actually improve whatever you're building. So I'm really gonna keep that rule. See, it's great. Not everything's obvious. So you're going wait. So big picture thing. Okay, he's explaining responsive rules, media creation, the layout. Flexbox, lining things up in a row. What it is? Flex is a layout mode that makes it easy to put items in a row column. Will we use it in why? Navbar content. Location links. How many? CSS grid making clean grids. Main layout. Yeah, I understand a tiny bit of it, but okay. He really did explain it like I'm a 10-year-old. Okay. Wow. Um, okay. So this is great for anyone who might see this and is thinking about doing this. I know you want to build things. It's totally worth it to spend some time learning at least the basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Python, just so you know more or less what's happening. I'm excited. I might be a nerd, but everything that I have been learning and doing, I thought it was really cool, even basic HTML. So I've been excited all the time. I'm even more excited right now because this website just happened. This is the website. This is the website. Just by typing in a short text, I still think this is amazing. I really do. Wow. Technology is amazing. I'm gonna keep the idea of asking AI why he did what he did. I think that's a great rule for prompting. Everything else, I think it's more or less obvious. I have to cut it right now, but tomorrow, oh, I hope I have a lot of time tomorrow. I'm so excited to do stuff. I'm gonna do a courser deep dive. So, yeah, well, considering that apparently that's what I'm using, I'm gonna do a courser deep dive and then I'm going to build a complete website with only prompts. And you know what? I think this is great because I actually have a website that I want to have done. So tomorrow I'm going to start building something for myself. This is so cool. Wow. Okay. This is so awesome. Okay. And then Claude Code Basics probably be the day after tomorrow. Okay. So, oh, this is getting really interesting. Multi-file project with Claude Code. Then the Claude MD file, your project's brain. Applying on my... Okay, so the day after tomorrow is going to be even more interesting. So I will have to take a lot of time for that one. Whew. Okay. Awesome. Nobody online, so I'm not going to say goodbye to anyone.